Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Laura. Today I'm going to be telling you guys kind of a crazy story. It was a little traumatizing, a little weird, a little gross, a little funny. I'm going to be telling you guys today about how I got catfished and my online dating story and how it was a complete disaster. I will say that I do know that there are a lot of terrifying catfish stories out there, and that you should always be very careful online dating because you never know who you're going to meet, and that's the whole thing, you don't know who this person is in real life, so proceed with caution always. If you guys want to hear this crazy, weird story, then keep watching, and I hope you enjoy it. So, I'm 23 years old. I'm not necessarily new to the whole dating scene. When I first signed up for this site, or app, as like a lot of people would say, because like, what's a website anymore? When I signed up for this website, I didn't really know like what to expect. Like, I grew up in a really small, kind of in the middle of nowhere town, and online dating wasn't really a thing there. I had no idea what I was doing. I was basically just like, okay, like, fuck it, like, what do I have to lose? I'm very much so like pro, like, putting pictures on your profile that like actually look like you. Like, I also put some pictures on my profile where I look like absolutely terrible, and I do that for a reason, because I don't want to have any guy think that, oh my god, how rude. Anyways, I don't want to have any guy think that trying to catfish him. You know? I meet this guy, and not in like real life, we are like messaging and stuff back and forth. We were talking back and forth for like via messages on this site for like, I don't know, maybe a week or so. And it was all just like small talk, like with some questions to like get to know each other, kind of thing. Like, I don't really like to get to know each other like too much while we're messaging. I know that sounds kind of bad, but just because like I don't want to risk running out of things to talk about if we were to, let's say, go on a date. So if you have ever done online dating, then chances are like that there's kind of steps to it. So like, you start off messaging somebody on the site or on the app, whatever, and then you eventually exchange phone numbers, and you start to text or talk on the phone, or whatever, FaceTime, like that's a thing nowadays. So there's that, and then the last step is you go on a date, or you meet in real life, you do something, like you kind of like put your faces together in real life, It's no longer virtual reality. After a week goes by or so, we exchange numbers, and we're texting back and forth, like still like kind of like flirty little messages, and like, hey, how's your day going? Or, hey, like, out of curiosity, like, what's your favorite food? And I am one to talk on the phone. So I was like, okay, hey, like, blank, you want to call me tonight? Like, you want to talk on the phone? Or like, can I call you later? I don't remember exactly what I said. And he came up with some sort of excuse like, oh, I have to work tonight, or something along those lines. And I was like, okay, like, no, like, that's cool, He worked in like the bar industry, so like he didn't get out until late. And like, he was like, I can guarantee you're going to be asleep by the time I get out. And I was like, fair, like, I probably will be, so like, don't worry about it. Well, I kept asking him, like, hey, like, call me, or like, hey, like, you want to talk on the phone? And he keeps making up all of these excuses. They're like pretty legit, he lived at home still, he was in school and like working, and like, it was super understandable. He was always saying things like, my little sister, or his little half-sister, or whatever, she's young, like, she was like 6 or 7 or something, he was like, she's got school in the morning, her room's right next to mine, like I really don't want to risk waking her up. His excuses were like pretty legit to me, and like I didn't really think twice about it. And until, which we'll get into. But so it just kind of didn't cross my mind, and I did decide that I wanted to go out to dinner with him. He was like, I'll pick you up, you know, which that's another thing too. Like, I've never been one to like let somebody know where I live like via online dating. But like I honestly did, even though we didn't talk on the phone, like I did feel really comfortable with this guy for some reason. And I also lived in an apartment, and like I had a roommate, and like I would have like met I met him outside and stuff, so like it wasn't like super sketch. And I don't recommend doing that, though. You should always meet in a public place. And I was also young, too. I was young and naive, and I didn't really know any better. I agreed to let him pick me up, and my roommate at the time was like, dude, you need to calm down, because I was so nervous before. Like, literally, I had the nervous shits. Like, I'm sorry. I know that's gross, but, like, I pooped like 4 times before this date, and she's just like, dude, like, chill the fuck out. So, this is where it gets good. He picks me up, he gets there, he texts me, not calls me, texts me when he's there. I meet him outside. He's got this nice, like, big truck or whatever. I grew up in the country, and, like, I don't know, like, I love a guy that drives a truck. He gets out, and okay, profile, 6'1", real life, like 5'2". I almost want to cry. Shit. Shorter than me, short, and I'm short. It gets even better, you wait. I'm not a dick. Like, even though he was clearly not 6'1", I wasn't gonna be like, peace, bitch, and then, like, turn around and not go to dinner with this guy. You know, I'm a lady. We have hearts. Whatever. And I'm very out there. I was just like, hey, like, it's nice to meet you. Like, how are you? He goes, it's nice to meet you, too. What? No wonder you wouldn't talk on the phone with me. The fuck was that? Are you a fucking chipmunk? And I'm just like, how are you? It's like, I'm good. Best part. Okay, maybe not the best part, but funny as fuck. All of a sudden, you hear a roar of laughter, like, roar, like, my roommate heard him, and she's inside of our apartment, dying, like, just belly laugh, like, wheezing, like, I could tell, like, she was probably on the floor about to piss her pants laughing so hard, which is automatically making me want to laugh, and, like, luckily, I didn't, which I don't know how, because I laugh at everything, like, it's just contagious. Who is that? Is that one of your neighbors? And I go, I don't know. Which my roommate also heard. And, like, this is when, like, she kind of, like, started to calm down a little bit. And all of a sudden, again, you just hear her from inside go, Anyways, we go out to dinner, find out that he actually, like, he had, surgery or something on his jugular. This is supposed to be funny. Hashtag, like, swooned. So dinner's over, and he's like, so what are the chances that you would want to come back to my place and watch a movie? I mean, like, is that cool? Like, I know you live at home and stuff. And he's like, no, it's totally fine. He's like, my parents and my little sister are out of town until tomorrow night. No pressure, you know, he was, like, really sweet and stuff, and I was like, okay, fine, like, I can dig this. So, we get to his house, and his parents' cars are in the driveway, and he's just like, oh, shit. My parents came home tonight, like, I thought it was tomorrow night they were supposed to come home, and I was like, oh, I mean, that's cool. I was like, you know, like, we can do this another night if you want. Like, if you just want to take me home. Wasn't mad about it, obviously. I didn't care. In fact, I was, like, kind of relieved because I was starting to get tired. I could totally just go home and lay in my bed. Anyways, he was like, no, like, it's fine. Like, come inside. And I was like, okay. And he's like, don't worry. Like, it's like 10 o'clock. Like, I'm sure my parents are in bed. So we go inside, and his mom is in the kitchen doing the dishes. Fucking awkward. Why? This is a first date. I already, like, had this feeling of being catfished, and now, like, I have to meet your fucking mom? Like, what? Don't get me wrong. Like, she was a super sweet lady. But then, but wait, there's more. He goes, hey, Mom, like, we're just gonna go upstairs and chill and watch a movie, okay? And she's like, okay, cool, you know? And then she's like, hey, guys, wait. We're like, what's up? And she's like, do you guys want any snacks? No! Typical mom line, which is fine. Like, it was super sweet, but I was just like, no, like, I'm super full from dinner. And he's like, yeah, you know, same. We all know you wanted those snacks. Fuck, I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of wanted those snacks. Like, whatever. This is, like, guess, like, the only, like, horror part of the story where it gets, like, kind of serious and, like, kind of gross. So, if you don't want to hear this, then exit now. Okay, so we get upstairs into his room, or about to be into his room, and this is where it gets kind of fucking nasty. This room is disgusting. Don't get me wrong, like, I can be a messy person. Fuck, I am a messy person. But, like, I'm not grody. I'm just messy. I'm cluttered. Like, I've got a lot of shit, and I live in a small place, and it gets everywhere. Like, what the hell do you expect? But this was fucking gross. Gross, gross. And I mean, there were piles of clothes, like fucking huge piles of clothes. Who knows if they were dirty or clean? I mean, they're all dirty now because they're all not put away and sitting with a whole bunch of dirty clothes. Whatever. On top of the piles. God, my skin, like, is crawling just, like, thinking about this. Plates of old food, okay? Like, moldy plates. Silverware. Cups everywhere. A pizza box. He tried to kick it underneath the bed, but it just didn't work. The worst part, this might not actually be that gross to you, so I shouldn't say that. But to me, it is, like, my biggest pet peeve. Cringe, like, gives me the heebie-jeebies. No fucking sheets on his bed. All he had on his bed were two nasty-ass pillows that didn't have pillowcases, like, gross stains on them, and, like, an old ratty quilt. Like, one that you, like, might give somebody who's, like, sleeping on your couch for the night, like, drunk and passed out. Like, hey, here you go, my grandma made this 75 years ago. But, like, he was sleeping with that shit every night. The fuck? It's like, how do I get out of here? The next 30 to 40 minutes are me basically just pretending to watch this movie and trying to plan my escape. He's, like, trying to cuddle with me. Come on, like, it's warm. As I'm sitting on the edge of the bed like this, like, like, this would be the perfect time for me to ask him to take me home. So I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, is there any way you could take me home? I'm sorry. I know we've only made it a little bit through the movie, but I'm really tired and I have to work tomorrow, so, like, I don't want to risk falling asleep here. And, like, the gentleman that he was, he took me home and he tried to kiss me goodnight, and after that, I was like, like, not gonna happen. And this, I guess, is the moral of the story for me. Like, I was willing to look past, or, like, to consider looking past the physical flaws that he had, per se. he was a gentleman. He was great. And that's why I was like, you know what? Like, I might be able to look past this because he's a nice guy. His mom and stuff, she was super sweet. And I was like, oh my God, like, she was really nice, you know? Like, I could totally see, like, hanging out with her. As soon as we got to that room, all hopes of that, gone. Gone. That's, like, I guess the moral of the story is, like, you can be messy and cluttered and whatever. You can even be gross. You can even be dirty and grody if you want. But when you take a girl home, clean your fucking shit. Like, clean it. Please. The chances of you finding somebody or meeting somebody online and having it succeed go down a lot if you're not honest. But in the long run, clean your fucking bedrooms. Okay? Clean your bedrooms. Alright guys, so thank you for watching that video. I hope that you learned something from it. And if you didn't learn anything from it, then I hope you laughed, or I hope you were entertained, or I hope you cringed, or I hope you fucking vomited. I don't care. Reaction is a reaction. But anyways, I am going to be posting videos once a week. I would love it if you guys subscribed and or liked this video. That would be great. And thank you for watching. I will see you all later. Goodbye.